Okay, welcome back to the RostyMaths channel, everybody, and here is the first video that we're going to do in our amazing series, or Year 7 series. Now, I have split this series up into our big composites. So this big composite is called number. So we're going to go through the number composite. We'll stop at a certain place for Year 7s. It's going to look similar for Year 8, but with little nuances, and it's definitely different for Year 9, 10, and 11. So this is the way that I sequence the work. As you can see down the far end there, I've got my components, and then these are my different parts of my components. That's my lessons that I'm going to do, and if we get this right, it should be absolutely perfect. So before I get started though, I'll tell you, the most important thing, one of the most important things you need to be solid on is your times tables, because that's going to form the foundation of just about everything that we do. All right, let's talk a little bit about our times tables. So, simple thing, I'll start with a simple number sentence. So my first number sentence is going to say that 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Now, if you know your times tables, that's an easy one, isn't it? Now, just by knowing that 2 times 4 is equal to 8, there is a zillion other things that I know. Let me tell you what those are. I know that 20 times 4 has got to be 80. Notice that I've still got the 2, the 4, and the 8. They're still there. Well, what do you know? Those three numbers, they form like a family, and they're always going to be together through thick or thin, just by knowing that I know that. I'm sorry, I forgot to put my 0 for 80. I don't know why I forgot. I said 80 and then put the 0. Anyway, I also know that 20 times 40 has to be 800. Who knew? There you go. Those numbers are still together. Let's highlight them. Still got my 2, my 4, and my 8 there. What else do I know? Well, I know that 200 times 4 is still going to be 800. But why, you say, is this stuff still working? Why is it still working? Well, the reason why it's still working is because, let's take this last example. This used to be my 2. But what I've done is I've multiplied it by 100. And by multiplying it by 100, it means that what used to be my 8 also gets multiplied by 100, and that's why it's 800. Pretty nifty, right? Okay, let's go back to this example that I did here. So on that example, I said that 20 times 40 is equal to 800. Spreading it out a little bit here. Well, this used to be my 2, but it got multiplied by 10. That's why it's 20. And then this used to be my 4, and that got multiplied by 10 as well. That's why it became 40. So what happened to my 8 then? Well, my 8 got multiplied by 10 2 times, because it was multiplied by 10 here and multiplied by 10 here. So that's why it's got multiplied by 10 2 times, or multiplied by 100. Hey, there we go. So multiply that by 100. So that is what gives me my 800 there. Okay. And that's as simple as it is. And you can do that trick with any other combination of numbers in the times tables. All right, good. Let's go backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff, and I'm going to show you another cool thing, right? Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, cool. Now, let's go back to where we were. We know that 2 times 4 gives us 8. We know that. We're good. All right, good. Now, here's what else we know. 8 divided by 4 has to be 2. Well, hey, hang on. Those three numbers are still together. So, but we also know that 8 divided by 2 has to be 4. Yes. All right, cool. Are you getting the idea? This is the beauty of having base 10 numbers. They always seem to be hanging out with each other. Here what else I know. So I also know that 80 divided by 4 has to be 20. I know that 80 divided by 40 has to be 2. So you can see that my 8, 4, and 2 are still there. My 8, 4, and 2 are still here. And I can change them interchangeably depending on what's going on. Okay, and that's as simple as that is. Why is that 20? Why is that? Okay, well, here's some of the things that I can show you. So let's go back again. This, my 8 here, it got multiplied by 10. The 4 is still just a 4. So that means my answer, which was supposed to be a 2, got multiplied by 10 as well. And that's why that's 20. Okay, but that trick doesn't work here because you're actually dividing 80 by 40. So you're dividing a 10 by a 10, and that's why the answer is just a 2. Okay, so let's get back to the point. Learn your times tables. They're really, really important. One last thing to show you. Let's get rid of this stuff again. So let's get my big rubber out and let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so still eat that. Good. What else do I know? One last trick I want to show you. One last one. Promise this is going to be the last one. So on this last one, since I know that 2 times 4 is 8, I also know that 0.2 times 4 has to be 0.8. But why, you say, Mr. Ross? How do you know that? Well, the reason why I know that is because this 2 was divided by 10. That's why it became 0.2. So guess what? My answer, which was 8, has to also be divided by 10, and that's how we get 0.8. All right, let's just see what else happens with these numbers. My 2, my 4, and my 8, they're still together. Look at that. Okay, so I know that 0.2 times 0.4 has to be 0.08. Ooh, where did that come from? Well, you can see my 2, 4, and 8 is still there. So now, same routine. I have divided the 2 by 10, divided the 4 also by 10, which means I need to divide 8 by 10 2 times. I need to divide it by 10, then divide it by 10 again. And then when I do that, my numbers move along the place value scale 2 times this way to therefore give me 0.08. All right, so that's basically it, guys, and that concludes our first lesson on times tables. So please make sure you've learned your times tables. It's vitally important that you are solid on your times tables and number bonds for that matter. But once you get these concepts, you're perfectly good. If this video was good, give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below of anything else that you might want to see. But I'll try my best not to deviate too much from my curriculum that I'm following. Welcome to the series and see you on the next one.